Here we go, round one, Great Lakes Stock Super Stock Association Stick Shift Shootout. Brad Zaskowski and Steve Carpenter on the starting line. Chevy 2 in the right-hand lane down 10:02. Brad Zaskowski's Chevrolet Camaro 950. $1,500 to win this shootout tonight, and they're all stick shift cars. Red light for the Chevy 2. Zaskowski will advance around 2 in the shootout. On the 950, he runs a 959 early shut-off. Brett Sarbro and Craig Sarbro matched up here in round number 1. Craig in the West Michigan Auto Body car taking on the 67 Chevy Corvette of Brett in the right lane. 10-11 for Brett, 11:07 for Craig. I know I say it every single time he comes up here, but it's I don't want you turning the other way. You got a mosquito on you, whatever. Deal with it. You got to watch the Corvette leave the starting line. Both drivers into the pre-stage beams. Brett stages the Corvette first. Now the Chevy 2's ready. Chevy 2 out. Here comes the Corvette. He turned the red light on. So it's all over, a double 04 red light. And Brett Sarbro's day is done in that Corvette. Craig will advance, running 11:05 on the 11:07. Shane Zaskowski and Paul Carr are going to run next. Shane in the left-hand lane, Mustang, going to be on a 1028, and Paul in the Checkmate Chevy, going to dial a 998. Zaskowski racing Ford Mustang, and Paul Carr in the Checkmate Chevrolet Camaro. Here we go. Tree coming down. Red light, green light. It's over on the starting line. Zasko turned it red. Carr missed a gear, but it don't matter. His wind light's still going to be on. And it looks like he has come to a stop, maybe to regroup. Yep, there he regrouped. Here we go. Going to make a charge to the finish. Let's see what mile per hour he runs. 92 miles per hour, taking off from third gear down there. Comes that modified production Chevy 2 on the left-hand side. John Renfro taking on Grant Sarbro in the right-hand lane. The West Olive, Michigan Firebird 1068 and Renfro in that Chevy 2 in the left lane 962. Grant takes himself out of the red light start, so John Renfro will take the Chevy 2 to the next round, running on 972. B modified production, Renfro's Rattler, yellow Chevy Corvette, going to be in the left side. Kyle Renfro with a 950, taking on the legend, Ben Wenzel from Freeland in the 67 Chevy Camaro, dialed in at a 1080. 81 years old, Ben Wenzel, taking on the yellow Chevy Corvette of Kyle Renfro. Years old or not, he's got a better reaction time. Can he hold off the yellow Chevy Corvette? Finish line, Wenzel got it. 1084, 107. Ben Wenzel's going to round 2 in the stick shift shootout. Paul Mercure and Jimmy Ronzello. Jimmy in a Mustang, Paul in his 67 Chevy Checkmate Camaro. Another legend in the sport. 82 years old. He's going to dial 1010. Ronzello in the Mustang, dial 940. Here we go, both drivers in. Green light for Mercure, and it is a good one. Paul Mercure with a 006 reaction time. Ronzello chase. Oh, Ronzello is almost out of control down there. Ronzello had that Mustang sideways. I have no idea what was going on there. But Paul Mercure is going to get the win. Kyle Jeltema and Patrick Downing on the side of the line. Patrick in right-hand lane, the Cobra Jet, 1067, and Kyle Jeltema's stick shift Thunderbird. They're all stick shifts, 980. Well, that wasn't the start we normally see out of Kyle Jeltema right there. Downing had a great light at 009. Can he hold off the Thunderbird? Yep, he can. 009, dead on with a 7. That's a great run here in first round. Billy Zaskowski, the 66 Chevy Nova, going to get the bye run left lane. He'll be on a 10:03, and he will go to round number 2 in the shootout. Billy bumping forward here. .008 reaction time for Billy. And he just clicks her off down there. Save it for the next run. Patrick Downing and Craig Sarborough. We're switching it over here to the stick shift shootout. The West Michigan Auto Body Chevy Nova is going to be on 1107. Patrick Downing's Cobra Jet, 1065 on the right. Top ET to the lanes, top ET to the safety lanes. Round number 2. Pulling the gears in the Ford and the Chevrolet. Finish line winner, Ford. 004 reaction time for Patrick Downing. That will get him to the next round. Oh boy. Father and son, the Zaskos are going to run. Brad Zaskowski, Chevy Camaro on the left-hand lane, going to race his dad. Brad's on a 951 dial-in. Bill in the 66 Chevy Nova, dial 1003. Little bit of mopping going out there before Brad pulls it on forward. Little over a half a second head start going to Billy Zaskowski in the right-hand lane. Wheels way out for the Chevy 2. Here comes the Camaro. Down the finish line, Brad. 958 on a 951. Brad Zaskowski advances. Billy was way up when he left the starting line there. Brad will go to the next round. John Renfro in the 67 Nova Delta at a 9.62. And Ben Wenzel, senior right lane 67 Chevy Camaro, 10.75 dial in. I'd hate to say it didn't sound like it was in first gear. I'm not going to lie. Winner, Ben Wenzel. He's going to the third round. Renfro's Chevy 2 did not sound like it was in first gear when he let that clutch out. And that noise you heard was the clutch going, ah! Yeah, he'll be all right. Checkmate Chevy's coming next in the left-hand lane. The Camaro, Paul Carr. And look who he's matched up with, his hero, Paul Mercure. The original checkmate in the right-hand lane, the A-Stocker out of White Lake, Michigan. He's going to go with a 10-10 dial-in, taking on the clone in the left lane, the checkmate 15 Camaro, Paul Carr, dialed 998. Mercure bumps it forward, and here we go. Well, one was bad and one was way worse. Give it to Paul, 10-19 on a 10-10. Paul Mercure and Ben Wenzel both will be in round 3 in the stick shift shootout. Here we go. Friday night stick shift shootout semifinal round. And here we go. Brad Zaskowski and Paul Mercure. Two of the very best to yank on a shifter in a super stock car, or in Mercure's case, pro stock car, modified car, comp car. He'll be in the right-hand lane down in at a 10.08. Brad Zaskowski last year went to the final of this race. In his Camaro here, dialed in at 950. Winner of this one will go to the final round. Mercure's in, and now Brad's in. Here we go. Green light. Green light. Oh, my gosh. 008 to a 009. Finish line. Paul Mercure, 009, 1 over the dial-in, beats a 008, 1 over the dial-in, margin of victory, 4 thousandths of a second. 82-year-old Paul Mercure is going to the final to take on the winner of this one. Ben Wenzel Sr., 81 years old in the right-hand lane, down in a 10.75, and Patrick Downing in the left-hand lane, the varsity Ford Mustang, 10.64. What a storied night this would be if it's Wenzel and Mercure in the final. Oh, my gosh. And here we go. Tree coming down. Green light. Green light. Wenzel, a little smoke come out of his Camaro. Can the 81-year-old join the 82-year-old in the final? Yes, he can. 1081 on a 1075. Oh, you can't make this stuff up. Ben Wenzel and Paul Mercure in the stick shift final round Friday night. And here we go. Paul Mercure, White Lake, Michigan, checkmate Chevrolet Camaro, 82 years old in the left-hand lane. And Ben Wenzel Sr. from Freeland in the 67 Chevy Camaro, 1073 dial-in. 81 years old in the right, 82 in the left. They're both in the Michigan Motorsports Hall of Fame and both legendary NHRA drag racers. running here on a Friday night at the Motorplex. Merc puts it in first. Ben bumping. Now he's ready to go. Stick shift final round. Wheels up for both of them. Mercure chasing on Ben Wenzel. Finish line winner going Wenzel. 1074 on a 1073. Mercure a couple hundredths under the dial in the left-hand lane in what was a race we're going to be talking about here in a few years. Paul Mercure and Ben Wenzel running side by side in the stick shift final round. No cooler than that.